Thatcher, we didn't get a chance to talk to you the other night, but congratulations on being named team MVP. What does that mean to you?
It's an honor, obviously. It's pretty cool, but I thought we had a lot of guys that had really good years too. So I obviously appreciate the accolade, but I think as a team we all wanted to accomplish a little bit more. So it's bittersweet for sure.
What, if anything, can you share with us about the nature of the injury that ended your season? Was it something that happened in game? Was it just kind of wear and tear? And what is the prognosis?
So it happened probably about a month ago, and it was during a game too. So I knew something was up right away, but obviously we were kind of in the mix there. So it was something I was trying to play through for the last little bit here, and ultimately, when it got to a certain point, I made the decision with the medical staff to shut it down.
Is it something that'll heal on its own, or will it require any kind of procedure?
We're still thinking about what the next steps might be.
And Tanner, I see the thumb is still got the splint on it there. What happened in your situation?
Broke it. Was close, I think, to get him back. It was a real tough time for it to happen and not be able to. Talk to people to see if I could, and it just didn't work out. But no, it's probably halfway healed, and we'll just take it week by week here still.
And that was early. Like, was that the first shift of that Arizona game?
Yeah, dead on first shift, and knew something was up. Finger kept getting bigger and bigger. Took an image and wasn't good.
Tyler, question for you. We just spoke to OEL prior, and he said that Quinn Hughes did such a good job kind of taking the load off of you guys and allowing you guys to play a little bit of a different style than you've probably played throughout your career. You guys were kind of relied on to be the shutdown pairing. How'd you feel you did in that role that kind of puts you guys into a position to play behind a guy like Quinn?
I really enjoyed playing with O. I thought we developed a lot of chemistry pretty early coming out of camp, and two pretty big guys, long sticks. So I thought it went pretty well. But as you look at where you end up in the season, you always look to see what you can do better. So. It's something you look at the good and the bad, and you figure out how you can move forward as a group.
From training camp to, I guess, the end of the season now, what's something that you learned about Oliver that you maybe didn't know at the start of the year? And I'm talking on the ice, maybe not off the ice kind of thing.
Always knew he was a really good player. Playing against him during his time with Arizona. One thing I noticed right away is, he skates very well for a bigger guy, and I thought when he, right from the get-go coming into Van, I thought he played very well. He was the player I thought he was, and there wasn't much surprise there. That's what I'm trying to say.
Question for you, Tanner. You end up putting up 13 even strength goals, I think, this year. It's somewhere where you found a lot of success scoring. How confident were you able to kind of move around the lineup? It feels like in the past couple of years you were always with Bo, but you moved around a little bit, played with JT. How nice was that to you to be rewarded with 13 even strength goals this year?
Yeah, I think obviously I'm not, the guy that's going to get, first power play time, and obviously not a lot of goals are scoring the PK and whatnot. So, to contribute, you need to help out 5-on-5, and I thought I did a good job of that this year. And obviously playing with Millsy is such a play driver, and look at the year he had. It was a lot of fun to play with him. But yeah, it's you just got to look to be consistent. About that.
For Tyler, Quinn mentioned the culture of the team. And I think it's one of the things that both Rutherford and Alvin have sort of touched on since they arrived about the culture, not just for games, but practices and everything you do as players. How do you assess how would you say the culture of the team is right now, and has it evolved this season after the regime change?
I was going to say it's heading in the right direction for sure. I thought the group this year came together in the room probably as well as I've seen during my time here, and it's a really good group of guys. We started to play the way we knew we could the second half of the year, and you could tell it brought us together, and it's not completely there, but it's certainly trending in the right direction.
And Connor Garland said after the Edmonton game, he talked about Quinn getting up and saying something to the team about culture, and I guess it was he got the belt after I think the Seattle game. Were you surprised the 22-year-old was talking to the team about culture?
Well, I mean, it's mandatory. You have to give a little speech if you're giving the belt away. So, I think with what Husey said, all the guys are really, I don't want to say surprised, but the words that he said, you could tell he's growing up as a player and as a person in the room, becoming one of the leaders, and for him, he's been around a little bit now that he can take those next steps to start becoming a bit more of a voice in the room.
And do you like that? I mean, once upon a time, young players, no matter how good they were supposed to be differential and just sit in the, be quiet. But the guys like PD and Quinn, who obviously are among the best players on this team, do you like to see that little more overt leadership from them?
Yeah, you want to see young guys, speak up. I don't think just because a guy's young, he needs to stay quiet in the corner. Especially with the way the league is going, young guys are such big drivers on a lot of teams, and for our guys, with how big of drivers they are for us, we need them to step up and be leaders for us, inside the room. And you can see them taking steps with it, and I'm sure it'll only get better.
Thatcher, how satisfied were you with your season and how you played being a starter for the first time in an 82-game season?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of my first go-around at it, like you're saying, so there was definitely a lot of things I learned through the process, and things that I think that I can improve on going forward. I thought at times I was really happy with my game, and there were some times where, I wasn't so happy. So overall, I thought it was a positive year for me. But again, just being able to go through it and understand it through experience, I think is something that I was obviously missing previously. So just taking what I learned and moving forward for next year.
And I don't know if you had a number in mind of how many games you'd play. I think a lot of people thought that Yarrow would play more. I don't think many people thought that you would play as much as you did. Did that repetition, just playing so much, was that a contributing factor to your injury, or was your injury the type of thing that could have happened in any game?
Yeah, it was just a weird little play, a weird position.
Thatcher, what about the baseline, though, of 61 starts and 64 appearances? To be at your best, if this team is going to be a playoff team, is there a number that's too much for a number one on the West Coast, traveling and everything else? Or what do you sort of learn about the workload to be at your best come playoff time?
I mean, like I said, I think just going through it this year was really important for me. I'm not a guy that's afraid to play. I thought that there were some times during the year where, I was kind of learning as I went and kind of adapting on the fly. And I think moving forward, I'll be able to handle that a little bit better. And, like I said, I'm not afraid to play games. So whatever the team needs from me, I'll be willing to provide.
Tanner, I wanted to ask about Vasily Podkolzin a little bit. You're a player who plays on the wing, plays a good two-way game. How impressed were you with the Russian rookie in this season?
I have a lot of hope for that kid. I think he's going to be an unbelievable player. I think, being a young guy and how young he is, I think we forget he's still, 19 or something like that. And when he learns, kind of the game within the game and has that type of confidence, and, he's going to be something else. He can skate like the wind, he can shoot a puck like I haven't seen, and, I think he's going to score a lot of goals.
Seemed like he had a lot of laughs in his media availability. Did you see him kind of personality grow as the season went on?
Yeah, his English definitely kept getting better and better. I think he thinks it's a lot worse than it actually is. But no, he was shy at the beginning. Guys got him to open up, and when he started getting confidence in the language, and it was a lot of fun to be around.
Absolutely. Thatcher, for you, I'm sure you work a lot with Ian Clark, obviously, and it's pretty intense work from what we hear from the outside looking in. Are you looking forward to the wedding this summer to kind of relax a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it, regardless of working with Ian. But I don't know. It's to be determined. But yeah, I mean, obviously big summer for me in other ways. Not just hockey related. So yeah, excited for it.
I guess I got to ask about Ian then. I think watching this relationship build between you guys, is it just getting better every year kind of with you? And is it kind of something that excites you to be able to work with one of the best goaltending minds in the world?
Yeah, I mean, that's, why I went to bat for him last year. Thought I made that pretty clear. And I mean, just like any relationship, the more time you spend with someone, the closer you guys get. So we, obviously had another good year of working together this year, and just continue it next year.
Thatcher, goaltending tandems are really important in terms of getting to know the other guy, the person and the player. Spencer had that good 3-game spurt in January, and of course we saw him here at the end. How much are you looking forward to working with him, and what did you see in him from afar?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he played great. Every opportunity he got this year, I thought he looked awesome, and he has some confidence to him, and he's a good guy. So, I mean, I don't know him overly well, to be honest. He's obviously was around him a little bit at camp, and then anytime he was called up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to know him a little bit better. And like you said, I think it's important to have a good relationship with your goalie partner.
All right, thank you guys.